Okay, so this post was sent to me. I don't feel the energy to pursue a relationship, although I badly want one. I'm a 32-year-old man with a job, and I'm just so tired. He says, it's weird. I want to be with someone badly, but to truly make someone fall for me, I would have to make effort, would have to put on the charm, be witty, make her laugh, make her smile, make her fall for me. I'd have to jump through all sorts of hoops just to get her, and I might not even get her in the end. Because if there's one thing my divorce and two brief relationships I've had since has taught me, is that everyone is replaceable. It just seems so tiresome. I kind of envy people who get into some sort of arranged marriage. They just state their preferences. Some parents or matchmakers get together, decide they're a match, they meet each other, agree, boom, done. And here I am having to go through this whole circus just to maybe get someone in the end. I'm 32 years old. I'm so effing tired. I know I'm not a bad looking man. I'm in decent shape. I have some muscle, a full head of hair, and I'm not short or hideous. I'm well read. I can be funny, and I have quite a bit of knowledge about things like history, pop culture, politics, theology, you name it. I can be entertaining and fun if I want to be, but it takes a lot out of me to try and not even know where it'll go. To invest time and effort into a would be relationship only for it all to bleed out and lead nowhere scares me. I feel as if we have a battery and we can only charge it so much before we're just drained and done for. And I'm so damn near to that point now, I can taste the end of it all. That youthful enthusiasm and the energy, time and energy I used to have, it's just gone. That confidence to expect a good outcome, likewise, just isn't there. I married very young, got into my first serious relationship at 20, was married and a dad by 22. Now I've been divorced for some 3 years, and the divorce took a lot out of me, shattered my confidence, sent me into a state of despair. I crawled out of that dark hole, did some things I now regret, and I'm all right most of the time. But yeah, I have the energy to work out, the energy to train and to work and to be a good dad who still squeezes in an hour of cycling and 500 push ups a day. But I don't feel like I have the energy to go out, to sleep late, to party. Hell, my body is so used to waking up around 6 or 7 in the morning for the kids that I couldn't even sleep in if I wanted to. Nobody watches the kids. I cannot really go out. I can't ask my mother to take the kids for a night or longer because she has health issues that recently came to light. My former in laws live in another country, so I can't ask them. Can't invite any girl to my house because the kids are almost always there. And on the rare times that their mom takes them for a while, I've got this house full of kids' toys that'll turn off any potential mate. I just feel like an old has been. The hair on the sides of my head has started going gray. I found some gray hairs in my beard. I feel invisible, undesirable, and that's not something I've ever felt before in my life. So it sounds like he has full custody of the kids and he is living like many moms live. The fact that he has to watch his old kids, he's tired. And, just yesterday, I was talking about some of these men have too much energy. That's the reason why they can cheat. They have energy because they are not doing any child rearing. They're not doing any chores. They're not having to multitask and balance everything and organize. That's the reason why too many of them have the opportunity and energy to cheat because they are not doing much. So this man is feeling what it feels like to be a full-time parent. You just don't have the energy and is not taught to them. Like many of us girls and women are trained to be caretakers. We are socialized and indoctrinated to be caretakers, and they simply aren't. So they have to flex this muscle. Like he said, he has the energy to cycle for an hour and do 500 push ups. But this living like an adult and being a parent, whew, that is getting to him. And he doesn't even have time to date. I'm laughing because this is, as I read his post and some of his other stuff, it just sounds like he's a parent that is actually having to parent and he doesn't have the opportunity to drop his kids off with his mother. But this very top comment, some stuff starts to come out. Illworthy says, reading your post history, you have 5 kids by 3 different women, only 3 which have contact with you, and you're only 32. You've since mentioned you've got very high standards and would like more attractive offspring. Yo, this dude, though, I was reading through some of his post history, and he's actually been diagnosed with narcissistic personality disorder. And I'm gonna get to that part in a minute. But the fact that this comment right here, you've since mentioned you've got very high standards and would like more attractive offspring, just goes back. Just listen or remember some of the other things that I said during this post. This dude is a narc. The rest of this person's comment says, I'm not going to lie. You need to find a very special woman who is not only attractive enough to fulfill your standards, but also one who understands and accepts the life choices you've made. Perhaps you need some time to work on the reasons that got you into this situation in the first place. Birth control, my man. Then this comment, not to mention, we're glossing over that he really said, crudely paraphrased, I hate having to put in the effort to get a girl or to fall for me. Like, relationships are a continuous effort, dude. You can tell he's the kind of guy who turns on the charm to get a girl, then immediately slacks once they're settled into something where he's comfortable and she's picking up the slack. This man likes to post Reddits. His Reddit history is full of posts. But this one that he wrote 17 days ago says, my psychiatrist just diagnosed me with narcissistic personality disorder, and I don't know what to make of it. But look right below. How would a non Pakistani Muslim convert from Europe go about finding a Pakistani bride? So he wants, and then the one right below it, are arranged marriages or matrimony websites only for Indians? He is looking for an Indian or Pakistani woman. And then up at the top, my ex wife told me she considers breaking up with the man she left me for and gave me an unexpected compliment. I think that he is really needy of supply. He is really fishing for compliments, and you can kind of see that where he was kind of humble bragging in that post. And another post of his from 2 months ago about his mom. My mother is really sick and I don't know what to do. She got some sort of infection and now she's coughing every day and she has some form of nerve damage too. She's only 55 and she's always helped me with everything in life, especially since my marriage failed and my wife left me. Almost every day she would check in on me, help out with the kids, watch them so I could work. She was my rock when no one else could be or would be. It gave me peace of mind, some free time every now and then. But she has her own things to do. My father to look after, who has some issues of his own, their household. And then this part. It just became too much for her to handle. I feel guilty because a part of me believes the reason she collapsed in the first place is because of all the hard work she did, all the effort she put into caring for her husband, her children, her grandchildren, everyone but herself. I don't know what I'd do without her. So this woman is 55 and is falling apart because she is doing too much. But this man still needs his mother and is still like pining away, even though she has given all of herself. And that goes back to the post that I did where I was talking about women need to have some sense of self preservation. And a lot of the times, these single dads can survive because they have some woman that swoops in to help clean up their messes. When women simply, honestly, need to make these men hold their own nuts because the only way they're going to get better at doing these things is to make them flex their muscle and have to do their own things. It helps them get better at it instead of draining your life force. All right, jump in the comments. Let me know what you think about this whole situation, all of this. And don't forget to like, comment, and share. This post was cross-posted in the BurbNBougie subreddit, and it was posted in the subreddit called Am I Overreacting? She said, my boyfriend locked me half naked on the balcony. I started crying. Am I overreacting? Absolutely, you are not overreacting. She says, I was in a mesh underwear and a small t shirt. He locked me out for 5 minutes, came out and said he would let me in if I gave him a BJ. I sat down for another 5 minutes and started crying. He then let me in. I know he was joking, but I felt embarrassed. There were people outside. He apologized and said I should lighten up as he doesn't want this to ruin the weekend. I don't want to go anywhere anymore. Am I overreacting? No, you're not overreacting. She says, update. He has now left by himself to lunch with his friends and coworkers. Update number 2. I am moving his things to his place now. He's out with friends. Should I message him now that I moved all his stuff out and want a break? No, you should not. Update number 3. I think a lot of people in here are a bit extreme. He didn't grape me. He didn't force me to do anything, and he wouldn't. He let me out of the balcony as soon as I started crying. It was all jokes, and I was having fun too, till he took it too far after the 3rd minute. Having said all that, he's still an ass because he was minimizing my feelings, and I broke up with him. The thing is that what he was doing, as far as saying, I will let you in if you give me a BJ, that is coercion. That is saying, I do not care about consent. Consent, it's fake. You're going to have to do this act on me so that I will let you back in into the feeling of safety. So he was willing to keep her safety compromised until she would do this to him. And she is trying to clean that up. He didn't grape me, but he was definitely coercing her. That was there. And I wanted to do this one because it includes joking and it includes sexual coercion. There is no consent if there is some kind of threat to your safety. That is not free consent. That is not you. Like if somebody's like, in order to get this job, you have to do this. In order for me to give you a ride back home, you have to do this. That is not consent. And I want to make sure that we all know this. There's no gray lines in that. That is coercive. Please keep that in mind that, sometimes people act like, well, I gave in. No, you didn't do it freely and willingly. There was coercion. So, considering the fact that she wrote so many updates, I'm sure that some of these comments are probably the reason for the updates, but I'm still going to do a few of them. The top comment, to me, the bigger problem is when he said you should lighten up because he didn't want this to ruin the weekend. Dude, you humiliated your girlfriend into tears. You're the one who ruined the weekend. This guy is never not going to suck. This person says this, my ex dished like this. I stayed for almost an entire decade. It gets worse. First, you're ruining his weekend because you don't want sex. Then you're ruining his weekend because it's your birthday. Then you're ruining his weekend because you cleaned something wrong. It goes on forever. This never stops. People like this don't change. Please be safe and please leave. This part. And he coerced her into trying to perform an sexual act that's flat out SA. But it didn't happen. But he definitely attempted to do that. This person says, wish I was her neighbor. I would have called the cops in hopes his weekend could have been ruined by some jail time. Exactly. Uh, Klutzy Criticism says he sucks so well, he can give himself his own BJ. What a douche. And with that, I'm going to leave it because, as I said, with the updates, you can kind of see where people were going as far as the comments go. I just wanted to do this because I want women to know that no, you're not overreacting. And just to remind us again and again and again that their jokes are not jokes. That is how they really want to that's how they want to try you. That's how they want to test your boundaries. Don't give in to this and don't accept this type of behavior. Jump in the comments. Let me know what you think about this one. So this post is a doozy. It was sent to me. And as more women speak about what they are going through pregnancy, through marriage, with children, doing most of the heavy lifting and speaking about it in the public sphere, it is going to help keep other women child free. It's going to help push more women to be 4B because WTF. This was posted in the relationship subreddit. She says, husband gaming during early delivery. Am I crazy? You are absolutely not crazy just by that title alone, but let's do the post. She says, any advice is welcome. if I'm 31 female, being unreasonable. My husband, who's 30, and I have been together for 5 years, married for 1 year. He is a hobby gamer to the tune of 30 to 40 hours a week, WTF, in a game that cannot be paused or saved. He claims it is his hobby and just something he enjoys doing, but it has hurt our marriage. It's been a hot topic through the pregnancy as I have felt alone much of the time. The boys get on at night, and that can't be missed. Sarcasm. We do have a standing date night once a week. We are also in couples counseling. I am 39 weeks pregnant today and having contractions. We went in Friday to labor and delivery with lots of pelvic pain and cramping. We are in early labor and just working the time down until delivery. I've been having painful but infrequent contractions today and got a notice from my tracking app to get ready for the hospital. He was gaming when I showed him the notification. He checked it and determined it was not close yet. So he went back to his game to finish it out. I just need 5 minutes to extract. I'm going through the scariest experience of my life as a first time mom, and he's finishing his game. I'm sorry, and finishing his game is more important. After fighting about the continued gaming, he angrily cooked himself dinner with headphones on without offering me any or asking if I need anything. He asked if I was having more frequent contractions, which I wasn't, and he went back upstairs to game. I lost my kitties at that point and just left the house after packing my hospital bags. The contractions slowed, but we are in a huge fight about video games being the priority. I am back home after picking up food for myself. I asked him to disassemble his computer for 2 weeks, and he absolutely refuses. I'm so tired of being second fiddle to video games. When I need him the most, he is unavailable and escaping from any stress. Am I being completely unreasonable, or is this a major red flag I've been overlooking for years? I'm terrified to see how he behaves when our child arrives in the next few days. You're you should be. If he's not helping now with any stress or alleviating any stress, and it's a continued fight, and the child isn't here, when sleep deprivation is going to be an MFer. You're going to be tired. He's not going to swoop in and alleviate any of that stress because he's going to have to need 10 to 15 minutes to extract. His boys are going to be on, and he's not going to have the time to take that child while you go take a shower or get a nap or try to recover. No, this video game is, this person should already see the writing on the wall. This is not sustainable. All right, so I know that people were giving it to her in the comments because she has a few edits. She says, edit. Important note, husband had a health crisis 2 years ago and turned to video games and food to cope with anxiety. He is in individual counseling and we are in couples, but he has not been able to recapture the confident, happy person he was before it happened. He is completely healthy now, just afraid. Edit 2. Want to add that he claims we spent a lot of time together the last 2 days, including hospital visit. So that justifies him getting away for a few hours. Now that we are fighting, that is also an excuse to go game. I'm at the end of my rope here. And you should be. This is foreshadowing what is about to happen. You should already just be making it up in your mind or preparing yourself to be a single mother because he's not going to participate. You're going to be doing this absolutely alone. He's going to be a piece of furniture, and that's it. He's going to be a live action piece of furniture. He's not going to work with you and partner with you to raise this child. You will be raising this child alone. And it's going to be even more stressful to try to pull him along for the process. He's not checked in now. He's not going to check in a little bit. That's why this person says, oh, brother, good luck with your second child, meaning the child that's about to come out of her birth canal, because the first child is the one that won't get off of the video game. This person commented on, after fighting about the continued gaming, he angrily cooked for himself with headphones on. They said, I would have lost at this point. He deliberately cooked for himself only. You are gestating and about to give birth to his child, and he's having a sulky tantrum because you don't want him playing games nonstop. He is choosing to be cruel. And this person said he didn't even pick No, she says, I didn't even pick up on that. But now that you point that out, I'm floored. I don't think that my partner has ever cooked for himself only and not offered me anything, not once, while I've been in the house. That is very mean spirited, entitled, selfish, all of the words. Temperance says, even if I'm at work or explicitly tell my husband I'm not hungry, he'll still make a second helping if that's something I could reheat later and enjoy. Exactly. This man is just being mean. This part right here, Baby Thought says, the whole post was crazy, but the part about him acting like a child to only cook him and not have empathy for the person carrying his child is unfathomable. All right, y'all. I want you guys to chime in. I'm just glad that women are telling their stories across social media platforms so that women can make informed decisions. You don't really know how somebody is going to react to parenthood, but this man is showing right now that she's going to be a single mother beforehand. I mean, is going to be a single mother. It's hard to know before you get pregnant how somebody is going to act, though. But if somebody is a gamer like this and won't put it down, that is a pretty big sign. That's a pretty big sign. I don't know. You guys weigh in. Let me know what you think about this one. Don't forget to like, comment, and share.